Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel, and today's video we're going to be taking a look stroke reviewing the GT Omega DDX full cockpit. Now I'm quite excited about this one because A, it's really good, and B, I totally did not expect to be doing this. So give you a quick brief background. So basically, if you've seen any of my past videos, you know that my main rig was the Next Level Racing GT Lite. I've had that for about over a year now, and it's been fine. It's been absolutely great. It's done exactly what I needed. I've had the GT Pro strapped to it the whole time, and it's been absolutely fine. But obviously, the main reason I bought a folding rig was I was gaming downstairs in my living room, and that was fine because I needed it to move it in and out whenever I needed to. But recently, I've wanted more of a permanent setup because I just want to be able to jump on, do some races and jump off without having to pull the rig out. So I pulled everything upstairs into here, into my spare room, got a setup going, and it was fine. It was working great for a while. But then I just got getting a bit fed up of having to do the swing arm to get in and out. The adjustability isn't really there in it. You can't move the seat around. Everything's kind of in a fixed position. So what I really wanted to do was go the aluminium profile route. But as you know, they're quite expensive. You could be spending 6, 7, 8, over £1,000 on those sorts of rigs. So I was like, okay, well, I'll just have to settle for my GT Lite for now. And then Carl Gosling, if you've heard of him, another YouTuber, does a load of great reviews on sim racing equipment, stuff like that. He reviewed, well, firstly, he reviewed this, which is the GT Omega DDX wheel stand. Now, at the time, that didn't really interest me. It's just a wheel stand. You know, I don't need a wheel stand. I've got my GT Lite. But then the other day, he reviewed this. Now, I'll bring the camera down later and we'll go through everything. But he did review this, which is the rear frame attachment that attaches to the front of your DD wheel stand, which then you can attach a chair to it and it creates a full cockpit. Now, and that seemed really amazing to me because when he did the review of the wheel stand, he said how solid it is because this wheel, like, hence the name DDX, is built for direct drive units. I think it said it goes up to like 12 Newton meters, something like that. I've got the boost pack on this, so I'm only running 8, so it's perfect for that. But then when he reviewed this, it was like, hold on, that's going to solve some, or if not all of my problems that I want. A, I don't want to spend a lot of money on an aluminium profile rig. I don't have that much money to spend on it. And B, what this rig gives me is pretty much everything of what my next level rig doesn't give me. Like, it gives me adjustability, the big one, adjustability in the seats. Another one, I don't have a swing arm to have to get out all the time. I've got adjustability in the wheel position. I can raise this up and down if I want. I can move the wheel, not a lot, but I've got some adjustment on the wheel deck. The pedals, the pedal tray, there's adjustment there. So I was like, this is amazing. So I went onto GT Omega's website. I went, okay, right, let's start pricing this up and see where we're going. The wheel stand came in at 160. The rear frame comes in at 60, and then you get to pick a seat. I think they start at 190. I chose this is the XL RS seat. Basically, the reason I went for this one is it said because it's a bit bigger. So I'm 6 foot. And I just want the room, basically, because what I found with my Next Level Racing one was everything was on top of me, so I just want some freedom to be able to move around. So that's why I went with this chair. It's a bit bigger and it just gives you more room, flexibility, things like that. So yeah, so I started pricing it all up and it all came up to £420. And also with Carl, he's got a discount code with GT Omega, so I think it's KG5. That gives you 5% off at checkout. So basically, I got the whole rig set up for £399, which I thought, that's brilliant for what I want. And I'm not saying this lightly, but I think in its category, I think this is the best rig that you can buy. If you're happy with only ever running a DD Pro, or even maybe if you've got the one up from this, the DD Plus, like a 12 Newton meter run, and you don't want to spend thousands and thousands of pounds on aluminium profile rigs and stuff like that, I think this is the best rig you can buy at the moment. And It has got some competition. We'll go through that in a sec. But I think for value for money and what this gives you, I can't see anything. That's the reason why I bought this. So the competition this has got, it's got from Next Level Racing, the GT Track Racer, I think it's called. That's great, but all the ones I'm about to mention, they've all got a couple of inherent problems, which this doesn't, which is brilliant. The other one, I think it's the GTR, something like that, where you've got it's basically, again, it's the earlier ones, like you can get the wheel stands and then you get the attachment onto the front of it with the seat as well. So it does the same as this, but not as good. And the main issue that I found with them, and actually if you should go and check out Carl Gosling's actual recent review of the GT Track Racer. All of those rigs, the rear seat is attached to the front via a bar that runs along the floor, which is fine, but the minute you start doing any type of hard braking, that is a flex point and the whole rig starts to do this. It starts to, so as you brake like over here, the whole rig starts to flex in the middle, which is useless. Now at the moment I'm only running the normal CSL pedals, but I do plan to upgrade to a load cell pedal. And that's what he had in his video, had a low cell pedal, and it rocked basically. So I didn't want to go that route anyway. So that's why I was always thinking, oh, well, maybe just in the future, I'll just do the aluminium profile. But when this one came out, I'll get the camera down in a minute, the bar isn't located along the floor. It's actually, what do you say, 1, 2, 3, 4 to 5 inches off the ground attached to the frame. So when you brake, there is no movement whatsoever. This rig is so solid, and I would bet this is as solid as an aluminium profile rig, and you get everything else that goes off. Not everything, is also the great thing about aluminium profile rigs is it's infinitely configurable and it's infinitely adjustable, which is great, which is what I love about it. But you've got the price attached to it. But with this, I have the adjustability in the steering wheel, I have the adjustability in the height, I have somewhat adjustability in the pedal deck, and the main one for me is being able to slide this seat forward and back to get out without having the swing arm in the way or anything like that, which is so annoying. So yeah, that is basically why when I saw that video, I said, this solves all my problems. So if you like me and you've got a folding cockpit, but you want to go that next step, so you want something that's stable and sturdy and that you can just leave set up and just jump in and out whenever you want, but you don't want to spend hundreds and thousands of pounds on an aluminium profile rig, this is the rig for you. This is what you need to get. It's not without its drawbacks, don't get me wrong, we'll go through that in a minute, but most of them are solvable. But yeah, this I can't recommend it highly enough. This is great. This is so solid, it's unbelievable. So I've been obviously racing with the 8Nm one. A big thing that I used to get with my GT Lite was whenever you were racing, obviously if you get force feedback, I would lose so much force feedback through the rig, so the whole rig would rumble. Where this, I've had maybe 1 or 2 times when I've actually just felt like here rumble when I'm racing. Other than that, so 99% of the force feedback that I'm getting from the game, I'm feeling it in the steering wheel. So that is brilliant. Right, so what I think I'll do now, I'll get the camera down here and we'll just start. I'll show you how the rig's set up for me, and I'll just go through the positives, and they're not negatives, they're just things that could be improved. And I think if GT Omega want to, there's some things that they can do to improve it, or there's other things that you can just do at home that I'll show you what I did to improve it. Right, so I'll get the camera around in a sec and we'll go from there. Okay, so we're going to start off with the pedal deck. So as you can see, I've got my CSL pedals attached to it. Right, so when I got this, let's try and get a better shot around here. The pedal deck, to get all the screws holes in it, so as in 4 screws, there's 2 under here and then there's 2 at the back. The holes that are pre-drilled on the actual plate, the foot plate actually sat quite close. Now you can obviously move this plate backwards and forwards, but as you can see, I've got it as far back as it can go. It can't go any further back. And I'm 6 foot, so I've got obviously long legs, so I need the distance from my wheel deck down to the foot plate. I need that height. So basically what I did was I took the pedals off and then moved this as far back as I can to be able to still screw into this with the holes provided. But I didn't want these hanging off the edge because obviously there's only limited number Well, actually, there's only one. As you can see, there's only one hole in the pedal that you can actually drill into. Now, as you can see, I have a screw there. Now, in reality, in the deck that you get, there is no hole underneath that. So what I've done is I've actually got to drill and drill my own hole just so I can get, because if you don't have any screws at the back here, with only two at the front, this flaps up a little bit. So when you do braking or accelerating, this clatters around. So what I did was I drilled my own holes and then able to get two screws in there, which was absolutely great. So yeah, so all I would suggest is that maybe if GT Omega could add some extra holes or some slots going up and down, that would be a good idea. But like I said, that's not a negative, it's just an opportunity to have some more holes in the deck, but it's a really easy fix. You just do a drill and then you do that. Okay, so we'll move slowly up now to the wheel plate itself. Now, when I saw Carl have this set up, he had the whole unit, it was shifted back. So you can see there's a hole there and there's obviously another hole there. So you can get 4 T-nuts into this, and he had it all the way back there. Now, when I did that, I found myself quite close, as in leg-wise, to my pedals, so that was pretty useless. But luckily there's extra holes in here, so you can have this mounted forward, which is exactly what I did. Okay, now let me bring you down to, this is where the magic is. So as I said before, as you can see, this is the rear frame of the DDX. So it goes along there, obviously it attaches that side, and this box steel that they've used is a brilliant it's just so secure. So you can see these brackets, what are they? 1, 2, about 3 mil thick, I'd say, but they're solid, and you've got on both sides, so you've got so much rigidity there. Obviously the same on the other side, and then that runs all the way along the back there, see there, and then you've got obviously you've got the crossbars to mount the seat. And as I said, so all the other cockpits that you see that have a rear frame to it, it's connected along the ground. So when you brake, that's where you get the pivot point, which is useless. But brilliantly, I'm assuming this is why they did it, and they didn't just do it for aesthetics, that by having it mounted here, you don't get any of that. There's no flex whatsoever. Like I said, this is so solid. Right, let's move over to the seat. So that's the GT Omega XLRS. That's just for me, just because I'm a bit of a OCD. I don't want to get anything ruined. I've got kids, so we have to sit on that, so I don't really get any marks on that. But yeah, so brilliant seat. Obviously, you got the slide runner there. Now, the one negative thing about this, which is what they could easily remedy, is this seat actually sits quite low, I think. It just sits on the frame itself. It would be nice to have this a bit higher. I have a fix for it. You just need to buy some aluminium profile, like the length of that, and some brackets, and then you can attach it to all that and raise it up. But I think it'd be great if GT Omega could sell a riser kit for this. That would solve so many problems. That maybe if it's a riser kit and it's got like slotted holes in it so you can adjust it, that I think that would help, because you're stuck in one height position, which is fine. I'm not complaining about it, but it's something that I think could easily be remedied. Okay, so what I'll do now, just give you a quick overview of what the whole thing looks like in situ. I think it is a really good looking cockpit as well. The way that they've got the all the tubular steel, especially that rear frame coming off the ground like that, I think it's a really good design, and really glad the way that they designed this anyway. So that's that. Okay guys, so yeah, so that will do it for this video, I think. This is, yeah, I can't recommend this highly. I think if you're looking for an upgrade to your foldable rig, or even if you're just coming into the market, you've just bought, you know, a DD Pro and you're looking for something like sturdy to put it all onto. Hold on. Sorry, I just noticed my camera was a bit off to the moment, so I just steadied it up. But yeah, so if you're coming into the market, maybe you're upgrading from a Logitech G29, like what I did, and you bought yourself one of these, or I don't know, the other Logitech Direct Drive. and you want to buy a rig, like a sturdy, solid rig, but you don't want to spend thousands and thousands of pounds on aluminium profile or hundreds of thousands, I think this is the way to go. I mean, for £400, like I said, it beats all the others. Now, the only one, the other one of criticism is this doesn't have an integrated mounting system for a monitor or anything like that. So at the moment, I'm just I'm using my old GT Amiga Classic wheel stand to have the TV, but I'm planning to get just a freestanding TV mount for that anyway. So that'll be in the future. But that's working okay at the moment anyway. But yeah, I think for £400, you can't go wrong. Like I said, KG5 for a discount, you get 5% off at GT Omega. Thank you to Carl Gosling for that, for me. Yeah, but I can't see why you would. Like I said, it beats all the others hands down. It beats the other GT Omegas. I think that their earlier ones, like the GT Omega R, all those ones, it beats the Next Level Track Racer, even the Playseat ones, the Challenge and all of those ones. Yeah, they're just flimsy, where this is rock solid. So yeah, if you're looking to get something, I think you should get this, and then you'll be happy, you'll be set. Absolutely fine. This is absolutely rock solid. Like I said, I'm driving, you don't see any movement, and it's really, really good. Okay, guys, I think that'll do it for this video. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully this gives you some good advice and some good direction of which way to go. But yeah, I highly recommend this, hands down, out of everything else. So, okay, I think that'll do it for this video, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, guys, bye.